So hey guys, it's Shane or Mr. Informed Gamer, and today I have a gameplay where I'm not sure of the KD, but I think I go something like 37, 30 something, and somewhere in the teens. I'm sorry, I don't know that. I'll try to look it up, but anyway, today what I'm going to be talking about is getting a job, and also, as I said last week, I might touch on some women stuff. So um, let's get going. First of all, I want to say something about this game. At the end, you'll notice this is demolition, and it goes into overtime. And round 3, theater mode completely fails on me, and it is pretty funny. I was gonna not upload it, just because of that fail, but then I realized it's pretty hilarious how bad that failed. And so anyway, let's get on to it. Today I'm going to be talking about getting a job, and most of this is geared towards teenagers, since I'm assuming most of you watching this are, but anyone can really get something out of this. So when can you get a job? Well, in the United States, you can get a job when you are 14. That is the minimum age of working. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's the minimum age of working at like a regular job. Like I don't know, you could work at a fair. That's what I did. You could work, just jobs around. You know what I'm talking about. But like you could work at a farm or for a family member younger than that. Obviously, if you're part of a family that works, you obviously probably help them out. That's completely legal. But as far as like applying for a job and getting it, you have to be 14. But to work most jobs, you actually have to be 16. Like in order to work most of the jobs at a fast food joint, like for example the fryers or the ovens, whatever you're using there, you're gonna have to be 16 years old and probably preferably 18. Things that are considered dangerous, think about it, you're probably gonna have to be older, like the deli and grocery stores, using the slicers, that's 18, or it might even be 21. But like right now, let me tell you what my job experience is. I am 15 years old, near 16. 2 years ago, I started working for my aunt in California. It's kind of like a semi-vacation, semi-work thing, but I used to work for her doing clerical work, that's office work, and yeah, I would just file things and do all that. And I got paid about, first year, $6 an hour. Second year, this past year, I got paid $10 an hour, which considering it's in California and it's basically vacation, that's pretty good. It's actually pretty good for any job. It's like a first job. But then after that, this past summer, I worked at the fair in my local county here in New York State, and I made minimum wage, which in this state at that time, and it still is, it was $7.25, okay, an hour. Then you gotta account for taxes, all that, but $7.25. Minimum wage of New York, and that's a lot of states' minimum wage is $7.25. In the sevens is very common. But some states, there's 3 states, New Hampshire, Mississippi, and Alabama, that do not have a minimum wage. Now I'm not sure how they work that. I guess you could just pay people whatever you feel is just, but there's no minimum wage in those states. So I don't know what's going on there, but most states do have one, and it's usually in the sevens. In this case, New York $7.25. California, it's a little higher, I believe. But as far as taxes go, when you get a job, you're gonna get taxed. Not on your income at a minimum wage job. You're not, just because you make a low amount. They're not gonna national, at least, not gonna tax it out. What you will get taxed on is Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid. Yeah, I mean, it's not. It really doesn't come out to be that much. I wouldn't worry about that. But let's talk about getting a job. So obviously, family connections. As I said, my first job, that really helps. Family connections. If your aunt or your grandma or your sibling, older sibling, or whatever owns the store, or even your parents, just ask for a job, but don't, ask it formally. Don't just swing it by. But yeah, and when you're working with a family member, don't slack off, because in my case, I was working with her, but it wasn't her company. It was just, I got a job through her. It was this 3-week summer job, but it's you got to treat it as the same job as if you didn't get through a family member. And then if you're not, which is most people, you're not getting it through a family member, like my fair job, you have to fill out an application. So you go online, you usually go to the website of the company you're thinking of working for, and you'll fill out an application and you'll send it in. Usually they'll say whether they want to hire people first. A lot of times you walk into a store, they say now hiring. You can sometimes call or go online, send in an application. Those usually help. But fill out the application. When you're filling it out, put as much valid references as you can. Now you'll notice when you start filling it out what that looks like, but you're going to want to make yourself look good. You can put references. Don't put your, like, I don't know, you can put, I wouldn't put teachers and stuff, but you put like previous experiences, job. If you haven't had a job before, put coaches, whatever, unless it says previous job references. Now, that gets by with the application. Now, whether they accept you or not, they might. Depends on whether they need it. Obviously, the job market is pretty tight. But a lot of people can just work in the summer, like me. So, a lot of you guys, because you're in school, whatever, it's hard. Places to work in the summer are, the fair. If you have a fair, like I did, you could work at a farm stand. You could work at a farm. Most kids are allowed to work at a farm. Trying to think here. I mean, there's plenty of things you can do just in the summer if that's all you can work. Camps, that's what I was going to bring you to. Camps, I actually filled that I'm filling out, haven't really started yet honestly, but I'm filling out an application, or starting to work at a camp in, now this is not where it fails, there we go, a camp in a summer camp, and I got to fill that out. I've gone there for years, but with filling that out, it's important to think about whether you have conflicts during the job time, and things that'll get in the way. Those will be taken into consideration, and don't lie about it. Never lie about it in the application. And sometimes you'll have to have a job interview. Most of the time, I actually kind of avoided this, but during the job interview, just a key tip. I'm not going to do a whole thing in the job interview, but be strong, be confident. Yeah, I mean, you know all that. But yeah, get a job, get out there, get a job, because not only is it for the money, which is one cause of getting a job, but also it not only for the money, but it's good experience. It really, if you're filling out a college application, or you're filling out for a future job, they're gonna want to see that you've worked in your life, and it's really good. But the main thing, obviously, we all know is the money. And trust me, minimum wage, you will appreciate it. You'll have a good time most of the time. And it makes your parents happy, usually, most of the time, gets you something to do. And, yeah, so that's my thing for jobs. So what I wanted to get to after this was, I wanted to just talk about women quick. Not women, kind of women's rights, ish things. Basically, in the world today, we got a few issues. In Ohio, in stupid Ohio, in India, New Delhi, India, I believe it's New Delhi, there's been some rape issues, and, well, obviously rape happens every day, but these have been big. In New Delhi, I'll just give you a quick thing here. New Delhi, it was actually a gang rape, and it was quite disgusting. She died from her, I didn't really read too much into this because it's pretty gross, but she died from her injuries. It was 6 guys on a bus. That's pretty wrong in almost every way I can think of. And the second one in Steuben, Ohio, was a bunch of football players, not sure how many, but football players and a drunk girl at a party. And not only did they do that, which is stupid, but they actually filmed it and took pictures and put them on the internet, and that's not going to be good for them. But what I'm basically trying to say out of this is not just to tell you this, but basically to say, be nice to all people. Don't do that. I mean, how do I say, respect them. Respect women as you would respect your fellow guy. I know there's people out there that they really just don't, and I don't really get why, but try to think of something like that happening to you. I mean, don't think of it, but like, that's tough. That's tough stuff, getting abused and stuff. So be nice. And I want to show you here, this is where my theater mode fails. Look at this. I'm 20 feet in the air right now, or something like that. I'm pretty high in the air. Look at this. I was amazed this happened, and I skip forward, run back. I end up going under the map at times, so I know it gets pretty annoying, but it's pretty funny. I'm still killing people. It's still showing all my kills that I get, but it's like, it'll just have me in the middle of the map just killing someone way off on the other side. You'll see. See, I just went under there. I don't know how this happened. If you have any idea how this happened or how I can fix it, just leave it in the comments. And by the way, I'm trying out a new mic today, but let me know how that works. And yeah, also I need ideas. I don't need them, but it would help if I could get ideas for future videos. Just ideas to talk about and games to play. Like if you want to play a different Call of Duty, leave it in the comments. I can play almost every Call of Duty past Call of Duty 3, like including Call of Duty 3. But I don't really want to be playing that. Something with good multiplayer, COD 4 not preferably. But I can play any of those. I can play Skyrim if you want. I can play Battlefield if my friend gives me my game back. But yeah, just give me a comment of what game you want me to play, and I will try to play it. But look at this. I just went off the map. I don't even know how this happens. I don't even know how this. It did not happen when I was playing it. I just put it into theater mode, and total fail. Total fail. All right, guys. So watch the rest of this video, and I'll see you guys later. Check the description for more. Like and subscribe. Peace.
Hostile UAV above. Hostile care package